And like that, we're live. What's happening, beautiful humans? Thank you so much for being here. As always, my name is Craig. I think it's over here. My name is Craig Goldberg. I'm one of the co-founders here at inHarmony Interactive. It is good to be home. 10 days of traveling. If you saw my live last week, you know that I turned around after 36 hours and ran right back to South Florida to be with family, to see more amazing affiliates. And I'm going to drop the details today. Week, and it's not in the show notes for this week either, is how I do it. How do I do it? What's up, Dave? DTO is in the house. DTO. What's happening right here? DTO. Love your music, brother. We got to collaborate. I think it's about time we get some of your music up in the inHarmony app. I know you know Anthony Weiss. I know you know Brent. Let's see what we can do to get some music going in the inHarmony app from DTO. So what I didn't get to share last week is how I do it. And, you know, obviously it comes down to health and wellness. It comes down to good sleep. It comes down to rest and relaxation. It also comes down to our tech. I was in Vegas for 36 hours last Sunday into Monday before I hopped on a red eye Monday night to go down to South Florida. And an hour and a half of that was actually spent walking each other home with Brent and Anthony on the sound lounge, listening to Walking Each Other Home. And I made sure that I made time for myself to rest and relax on Sunday night after I got back, before I'd already known that I was going out. And I knew I needed to give myself a little peace and tranquility. So our sound lounge, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I selfishly have this company that Tom and I feverishly work towards and push towards so that I could use the technology myself. I'm a huge fan of what we do and how we do it. And I use this technology day in and day out. So keep that in mind. It's good to be back in Vegas. Inventory. We got 8 sound lounges left. And in fact, I think one more is about to go here in the next few minutes. If a gentleman I was just texting with is going to pull the trigger. I hope he does. I hope he does indeed. So we might be down to 7 sound lounges by the end of the day today, which is obviously very exciting. These things continue to move quicker and quicker each and every month, which is really exciting. So thank you to all of our new sound lounge owners. I know there's a lot happening out there in the field with these sound lounges as they each go in and activate a new community. Something we're really, really excited about. We have 0 practitioners. We've been in production. We still are in production. I hope to have a better update next week. It does look like we are going to hit our October 15th delivery of my promises that I've been making and what we've been talking about. 6 of the 10 are already accounted for. 6 of them are already sold. So we do go first in, first out. We do take full payment to reserve your product, and 6 of you have already paid for your inHarmony practitioner. So as soon as they come in, they will go right back out. So that's exciting. 41 over 100 black meditation cushions, although that number is getting closer and closer to 100, and 41 beige inHarmony meditation cushions as well. This inventory just keeps moving. What's happening, Ruby? It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Ruby.inHarmony on Instagram. Ruby's a huge supporter of what we do as well. Also a very talented astrologer and tarot card reader. What do we got going on? So what's happening? All right, bunch of podcasts. The first one I didn't even mention last week, and it is up and it's live, and it's one that I am super, super excited about. We're making some changes tonight to the title, but I finally got to go in the studio with the very spectacular Tori Gordon. She runs the Coachable Podcast. She is a gleaming, incredible, beautiful human being on the inside and out. Her podcast has touched thousands of people. The advice that she shares, her demeanor, where she records, just the quality of the entire show is absolutely through the roof. What some of you don't know, Tori and I met back in March at David Meltzer, and we've been wanting to work together. We've been staying in touch. Tori called me about a week before Burning Man started, and she said, I'm super sad I'm not going. And I said, why aren't you going? And she said, well, it's too late. I'm not going to be able to make it. And I shared with her exact steps of what she needed to do. I gave her a little inspiration, a little motivation, a little push in the right direction to say, no, you can go to the burn. And she did. We basically said, after some text messages and phone calls back and forth, we basically said that we're not going to talk about her Burning Man experience until after the burn, when we're on camera in studio. And that's what we shot the Wednesday before I left for my first trip to Florida. We recorded 2 episodes, 2.5 hours of content. The first hour and a half is all about the 10 principles of Burning Man. It's really a who's who of who goes and what's happening and what actually happens out there in the desert. So I know Burning Man and the people stranded and the National Guard, and the news sensationalized a lot of what happened. And if you want to hear about my experience, 12 plus years burning and going to Burning Man, as well as regional events, transformational festivals, living that lifestyle, we dove deep into it. First episode is all about the 10 principles, what they mean to me, and why Burning Man is so important, why I believe everybody needs to go to Burning Man at least once. The second episode is an hour of us just telling stories, talking about Tori's experience, talking about what happened out there, talking about her perspective on what happened out there, and talking about why I am so excited to go back next year and why I was super sad not to be out there this year. So I'm super excited about the Coachable Podcast. Search the Coachable Podcast. She's on YouTube. She's on Apple Podcasts. She's on anywhere you're going to listen to your podcast. The Coachable Podcast. Tori Gordon. Check the name and the spelling in the show notes. This is one that I'm very, very excited about. Many of you know I go to Burning Man. Many of you don't know what Burning Man is actually all about. It's been a few years since I've been there. Now with Harmony, my daughter, and obviously all the growth that we've been experiencing here. I can tell you this. I will be on Playa next year, probably for 2 weeks. I'll probably have a Starlink so I can make sure I can stay connected and stay tapped into what's going on. But it is absolutely something that I am super, super, super excited about. So let's talk about Burning Man and make sure you check out what's going on the Coachable Podcast. We've got a new track, a new music meditation released in the inHarmony music meditations app. And this is a good one. It's a really good one. It's called Releasing Old Stories. And it's 29 minutes. I listened to this one on Sunday night when I got back. It was absolutely spectacular. Look what I just did to the color of the screen, but hopefully that'll all bounce back. Anyhow, Releasing Old Stories. This one just struck a chord with me. It was absolutely beautiful. Did a lot of processing, did a lot of work. This is one that'll bring tears to your eyes. You set the intention, you sit down and you work through this one. It's 29 minutes of pure bliss. I highly recommend it. At therapy music, and it's really beautiful what he created. So I highly recommend Releasing Old Stories. Check it out. It was uploaded just a couple days ago. So where have I been and what have I been doing? Well, I was celebrating the life of my grandmother, 95 years old. And I love my grandma. She was absolutely incredible, true matriarch of our family. And it was really beautiful to be down there with my immediate family. My wife and my daughter stayed here. I have a beautiful sister. She's 3.5 years younger than me. She has 2 boys and a beautiful husband. They stayed in New York. So it was kind of just our core family for a few days, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, kind of like old times. Got to spend some time with my mom, with my dad, with my sister. It was really something beautiful and something spectacular. I was able to unplug for a little while and celebrate life, spend some time with my aunts and uncles, my family that was all down there. It was really something special. On Thursday, dropped me off in a rental car, and it was on to maximize my time in Southern Florida by dropping in with as many amazing humans as I possibly can. And I am super grateful for the amazing humans that I am surrounded by. Michael Ryan, his very pregnant at the time girlfriend, Jodi, who is now has welcomed in a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Palmer, and she came to this world on Friday or Saturday, I think. I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but I know it's happened already. So really exciting and very beautiful. They introduced me to the very spectacular Derek, and we chatted. We had breakfast, 2.5 hours. We dropped in. It was awesome. I then went to meet the very spectacular Josh Williams and Donell at their tea house in Delray. And they do all sorts of incredible things in their tea house, one of which is to serve tea. I got to sleep in their converted schoolie that is not in their backyard. And I got to really drop in, meet his son, and we did some wave running. We went out actually on the Intracoastal and out on the ocean. It's just really cool to have some downtime, get out in the ocean, the water. The water's really warm now in South Florida. Just absolutely spectacular. Shout out to everything that they're doing. And then Friday was off to Boca to drop in with the very spectacular Tracy McDonough. Tracy has been a longtime supporter of inHarmony, I think 4 years, something like that, maybe even 5, that she's had her sound lounge at Healing Moments right there on Federal Highway. Absolutely spectacular experience. She's got a ton of different modalities. She's been open 6 years and has really made some magic, has an incredible following, incredible clients. And it's always really cool to drop in that space. She completely gutted the space. She put frankincense in the wall. She put a crystal grid down underneath and behind the walls. The energy is just off the charts spectacular. So if you find yourself in Boca, go say hi to Tracy. And then I went cross town to go meet Yaron. And Yaron, I got a nice long download on exactly what Hunyuan. Anyway, I can't pronounce it correctly, but Yaron has a sound lounge amongst so much other technology there as well. He's an acupuncturist and also has a beautiful space. It's on Powerline. It's a little bit further inland and towards the west. So we've got Boca pretty well covered at this point. If you're living in Boca and you're interested in learning about our technology, go see Yaron or Tracy. Either one of them can help you. Then I got to have dinner with some dear friends of mine for 25 years. And then it was off to Miami for a little bit of fun on Friday night, maybe a little bit too much fun, some might say. And then Saturday, I get to drop in with the one and only Ben Azadi on the Keto Camp podcast. This was a live video podcast. So was the Coachable. So I highly recommend watching the Coachable podcast on YouTube. Ben Azadi has not released ours yet, but we dove deep into my story, my background, health and wellness. We talked about diet and nutrition. We talked about my experience with veganism and now starting to eat meat again, pasture raised, pasture finished, quality being most important. We talked about a lot. We did a hot base ceremony together. We recorded it on camera. I've never done that before, so that's going to be released separately. He has an inHarmony meditation cushion, so I got to meet his fiance and share a little bit about our technology, meet his beautiful dog. And it was just a really beautiful experience. And then it was off to a hotel for me and then back to a 7 a.m. flight on Sunday morning to get back here to Las Vegas. And it was really a whirlwind. I am super grateful for the incredible humans that I have in my life. The amount of people that make traveling like I travel stories, share technology. And this was something that was really, really special. The whirlwind is over. I'm back here and I'm not going anywhere aside from a couple weekend trips. No major travel until Black Friday and Cyber Monday. May or may not go to New York for Thanksgiving. We'll see. It's a very expensive time to travel. And more overly, it's a very important time for our business. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make that happen, but I am here and in the driver's seat. So I get to get caught up. I've got a bunch of meetings this week. I've got a bunch of sound launch demos. Did a very impromptu sound lounge demo this afternoon. Jack, thanks for coming by. Super grateful that you were in town. We've been chatting and sharing emails for what probably months at this point. And he was like, hey, I'm in town. Can I come by? I said, yeah, come on by today. So we did that today. He had a very beautiful experience. And then really the big story of this week is our upcoming webinar series. This is something I'm really excited about. We're just now starting to push a lot of the promotions around this, but you'll see it up on our social media. You'll see it up on Instagram. If you're one of our affiliates, we just posted on our website a promotional pack that you can now utilize to share this with your people, to share this with people that might be interested in learning a little bit more about inHarmony, and more importantly, diving deep into these 5 pillars where we've noticed in the trend analysis over the last 7 years. Do you believe that November is going to be 7 years that we're doing this? And when we start to look at the different subsets of our clients, customers, and people who are using our tech, we basically came up with these 5 different areas. There are many more, but these 5 main areas. So the first is really going to be about stress and anxiety, vibroacoustic therapy. We're going to dive into all of our products, all 4 of them, the inHarmony Sound Lounge, the inHarmony Practitioner, the inHarmony Meditation Cushion, as well as the inHarmony Music Meditations app. And we're going to share with you everything that we know. We're going to talk about each product in depth. We're going to dive in and share the details that I know a lot of you ask questions about. We've got an FAQ on our website. Not a lot of people go to it. It probably needs an overhaul, but we're diving deep into a lengthy list of questions that we get asked on a regular basis, and we're going to dive into all those answers. We're also going to talk about some newness that's around the corner. You're not going to want to miss it. I promise you, it is going to be absolutely spectacular. interactive, our history, where we've come from, Dominic, my business partner, and really how we're set up, how we operate, and how we do what we do. Then we're going to dive into 5 specific webinars. They're each going to be 30 days apart. So over the next 6 months, we're going to give you plenty of time to plan, to block and tackle on your calendar and schedule to make sure that we can make this happen. Over the next 5 months, we're going to be doing 5 more webinars. The first is going to be on yoga and meditation. The second is going to be on the professional applications of using inHarmony in the business world. The third is all about recovery and athletes. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an Olympic athlete, we know we can help you get that extra 2 millimeter increase, make you get that edge. We work with so many elite athletes, and I'm really excited to share some of the data and some of the science that we've got there. The fourth is all about parenting. Y'all know I have a 3.5-year-old daughter. Y'all know that I use my technology on a regular basis to regain energy, to keep calm, to keep focused. And of course, my daughter uses the technology as well. We have stories across our entire community of kids loving this tech and finding solace in what we do and how we do it. And then the last one is all about body work, massage therapy, acupuncture, acupressure, how folks are using the inHarmony practitioner to augment body work or hands-on body work, massage therapy, even eyelashes, and so many others. So we're going to be diving deep into all of these. We've got a ton of great content, and then we're going to be driving traffic, and all of these are going to be evergreen. So we're going to keep all of these up on our website so that you can watch these over and over and over again. And then when we see fit for us to update it, when we've got new information, we will, of course, go and do that as well. Some of these are going to be translated into an educational course focused around an inHarmony certification program. So we've got a lot that's going to be created within this content. And this is all going to be hitting by the October, November, December, January, February, and March. So by March of next year, we're going to start to finalize that certification program and really push this together. It's going to be something that I think is going to be really fantastic, and hopefully we'll start to shift more and more our position in the industry, but of course, the industry itself. I'm really honored and excited for more and more technology to understand what this technology can do for you, for your family, for the people around you, and all the different ways that it's applicable. It is groundbreaking. I know you guys know this. I wear my passion on my sleeve. I do this for impact. I do this because it's a major passion project for me. I'm honored. I'm excited to be here. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for sharing. I thank you all for commenting. I hope you have a spectacular day.